And now, Women Aloud on Network Listen.
Hello. I am Sean Marie Bryan, and this is the live Network Listen October Time Capsule Edition for Women Aloud. Now, normally on Women Aloud, we start with birthdays, and then we go to passings, and we do the whole circle of life, and then what came before, leading us up to what's happening now, and then a letter shine. We do all of these components. This one's a quickie, just to get the kinks out for going live. So let's do it. I'm here. The sound quality may not be the greatest because I'm not using an actual microphone. I'm just using the webcam, but life will go on, right? Here we go. This is Women Aloud, and I'm your host, Sean Marie Bryan. On October 8th, Louise L. Hay celebrated her 90th birthday. Hay is a pioneer for New Age philosophies and in self-help publishing. Her work has appeared in over 50 publications in 33 different countries and translated into 25 different languages. Her first book, Heal Your Life, was published in 1976. Her first movie, You Can Heal Your Life, the movie, was released when she was 81. In 2008, she was the recipient of the Women's Conference Minerva Award. One of her guiding principles is, I experience the totality of possibilities within me. Happy birthday, Louise. Sadly, on October 17th, we lost Sandra Lee Bartke, feminist philosopher and professor whose theory, The Tyranny of Slenderness, examined how women were subconsciously submitting to men by accepting an unnatural cultural standard for the ideal female body. Through the diminishment of dieting and by being undemonstrative, Bartke stated women are encouraged to take up as little space as possible. Ms. Bartke was a philosophy professor and founded the Gender and Women's Studies program at the University of Illinois at Chicago. She authored 2 books, Femininity and Domination, published in 1990, and Sympathy and Solidarity and Other Essays, published in 2002. Within them, she argued that women were also programmed to adjust their gestures, cosmetics, ornamentation, and every other aspect of their appearance to comply with a dominant patriarchal power structure. These are not sexual differences. They are constructed, she wrote. She described her own work as a tale of the philosopher become exorcist of her own demons. The cause of death was complications of intestinal surgery. Sandra Lee Bartke was 81. All right, excellent. Back in October in 1975, the women of Iceland went on strike. Literally, 90% of the women of Iceland went on strike, completely stopped doing what they normally did, and rallied for equal pay and representation instead. It was their way of demonstrating their importance, and it worked in many ways. What happened that day was the first step for women's emancipation in Iceland. Vigdis Finnbogadóttir, forgive me, said, it completely paralyzed the country and opened the eyes of many men. 5 years later, in 1980, Vigdis, all Icelanders go by their first name, a divorced single mother, won Iceland's presidency, making Vigdis Europe's first female president and the first woman in the world to be democratically elected as a head of state. She held the presidency for 16 years. Coincidentally, Iceland granted women suffrage in 1915, 5th behind New Zealand in 1893, Australia in 1902, Finland in 1906, and Norway in 1914. My hair is outrageous. I'm so used to wearing cans that holds it all back, and it's just woo! But we're doing it. We're doing it in the spirit of fun, festivity, and Halloween. Yes. All right. And then, to commemorate that strike, that is now known as the Women's Day Off, or the Long Friday by some men, the women of Iceland organized again. Even in Iceland, a forerunner for women's equality, a gender pay gap persists. When the women workers did the math and figured out that the 14 to 18% pay discrepancy meant that they essentially worked for free after 2:38 p.m., they stopped again. This year, on October 24th at 2:38 p.m., the women of Iceland left work. Reports showed that their pay gap would close in about 50 years. It doesn't matter whether it's a gender pay gap or any other pay gap, said, wait for this name, it's fantastic, Gylfi Arnbjornsson, president of the Icelandic Confederation of Labor. It's just unacceptable to say we'll correct this in 50 years. That's a lifetime. I agree. Yeah. Here are some other things that are happening or have happened in October now. The fall edition of AAUW's Gender Pay Gap Report, The Simple Truth, was released and reveals not so great news. The American Association of University Women, who have been empowering women since 1881, have compiled all the data to show that the gender pay gap is worse for mothers and only grows with age, that it makes it especially hard for Black women to get out from under student loan debts, and that more education increases a woman's salary but does not decrease the gender pay gap. Unfortunately, there was not enough significant change between last year's report and this year's report to even chart. The gap has narrowed since the 70s, and if it follows the trends and changes charted between 1970 and 2015, the gender pay gap could close by 2059. Yikes! However, progress has stalled even more in recent years, and if it follows the slower trend that has been charted since 2001, the gap doesn't stand a chance of closing until 2152. At present, on average, women in the United States make 80% what men make, so 80 cents for each dollar. The report breaks out statistics for specific categories and per state. New York and Delaware top the list with women earning 89%, and Louisiana at 68% is only slightly better than dead last Wyoming at 64%. You can download the entire report at aauw.org. A Case for Women is offering to help with pay inequality. The website reads, if you are worried that you are being paid less than your male coworkers, or that the company you work for is routinely paying women less than men for the same work, then we ask you to please contact us as soon as you can. We can help you by providing a free and confidential consult to help you determine what's going on. There are both federal and state laws that require employers to pay men and women equally for the same work. And there are also laws that help protect women when they choose to speak up and demand equal pay. We're here to help you stand up, to do the right thing, and to protect yourself in the process. Thanks so much for speaking up. We're here for you now. Not bad. There's a form you can fill out and submit. You can also simply sign up for their newsletter. Just go over to acaseforwomen.com/equal-pay. Since we're talking about money, did you know that Hilary Swank was paid only $3,000 for Boys Don't Cry? It was such a low payment that she didn't even qualify for health insurance. Apparently, you had to earn at least $5,000 to get insurance. She went on to discuss with Chelsea Handler that even after winning 2 Academy Awards, she was offered a movie for $500,000, yet the male lead, who had no acclaim to his name, was offered $10 million. Then, when she turned it down, that same movie was offered to an up-and-comer for $50,000. In light of that, it shouldn't surprise us that the current paradigm utilizing specific demographics to determine a life's worth in settling wrongful death damages recently valued a male fetus 84% higher in value than the 6-year-old girl who was killed in the same car crash. According to the Washington Post, the debate over this use of demographic averages pits 2 tenets of the American justice system, fairness and accuracy, against each other. The model for loss rates for someone under 25 are as follows. With high school education, a Black male is worth $925,000. A white male, 23% higher. A white female, $649,000, making the white male 74% higher. Naturally, a bachelor's and/or master's degree increases the amount and barely narrows the difference in percentage, with the white male still valued 54% above the highest value possible for a woman. In the world of entertainment, Roxane Gay is writing queer Black women into comics. I'm the first Black woman to write for Marvel, Gay explains, which makes no sense. I didn't know that when I signed on, and quite honestly, they didn't either. I'm focusing on black women, and the two lead characters are in a relationship, Gay told Huffington Post for those not in the, nickname mode. They're queer women. That's never been done before, so that's definitely going to be a hallmark of writing black queer women into the Marvel canon. Well done, Roxane Gay. If you're not familiar with her, you probably are and you just don't know it. She wrote a book called The Bad Feminist, and she's just really kind of breaking lots and lots of boundaries with what she does and how she does it. I'm going to put my hair back a little bit so that I'm not totally preoccupied. Okay. It was reported on Gizmo.com that women will direct every episode in Jessica Jones's second season. The first season of Jessica Jones received critical and commercial praise for its complex female protagonist, strong portrayal of female friendship, and how it approached the topic of sexual assault and abuse. That was thanks in no small part to the women behind the scenes of the Netflix series. The second season will hopefully arrive in early 2018. I know, it seems really long to me too, but it at least gives me time to see the first season, which I have not, right? I keep looking to the side because my partner Heather is here. So I'm including her in the conversation. The 42nd National Women's Music Festival will be held in 2017 and will showcase the score of a new musical about women athletes, telling the story of, quote, the greatest athlete of the 20th century, end quote, Babe Didrikson. Babe, exclamation point, an Olympian musical, is the first full chorus musical about women athletes, starring a butch female lead and featuring a lesbian love story. Head on out to Wisconsin to take this in July 8th of next year. It may not be much, but John Fluvog released a new shoe design, quite cute Mary Jane heel, available in polka dot with teal or cream and black, and it has been named Malala. Its product description reads, the Malala proudly borrows its name from a courageous and inspiring young Pakistani activist whose words you've likely already been touched by. Attention has been paid. A few months ago, a report about Leslie Jones not having a designer willing to work with her for the Ghostbusters premiere went around, and we reported on it, and Christian Siriano luckily stepped up to help her out. Now, Tim Gunn is speaking up as well, taking to PBS with a NewsHour essay. He calls out for designs to be reconceived, not just sized up, for the 80 million women in America who are between the sizes of 16 to 18 and make up the majority in this country. The Refinery29.com, an online magazine, made this pledge. We are breaking the plus-size woman out of the niche and into the mainstream. During the launch week, 67% of the bodies you see on our site, in our newsletter, and on our Instagram and Snapchat channels will be plus size. To do this, we've made significant changes within Refinery 29 to fully represent the 67% this week and beyond. For the last 6 months, we've been shooting stock photography and redesigning illustrations to more accurately reflect the women who make up the majority of our country. And we are partnering with Getty Images to make this collection available to other outlets that wish to join us in closing the representation gap. I applaud all of that. Woohoo! It's really, it's not hard to imagine the majority getting at least some representation. I think that's fair. I'm very excited about all of those things. Now, getting a little more political. On October 14th, District Judge John Grinsteiner did not find probable cause for the riot charge against Amy Goodman of Democracy Now! Last month in our Time Capsule Edition, we reported on Amy Goodman being charged with trespassing and rioting during the report that she covered at the Dakota pipeline. Stay with me. This was the last step in a chain reaction that started on September 3rd when Goodman filmed and reported upon security guards working for the pipeline company in North Dakota violently attacking the peaceful protesters with pepper spray and unleashing dogs to bite them. The report aired and went viral, causing State Attorney Ladd R. Erickson to file a charge against Goodman for trespassing, a charge which he withdrew and then weeks later submitted this new riot charge. This is complete vindication of my rights as a journalist to cover the attack on the protesters and of the public's right to know what is happening with the Dakota Access Pipeline, said Goodman. We will continue to report on this epic struggle of Native Americans and their non-Native allies taking on the fossil fuel industry and increasingly militarized police in this time when climate change threatens the planet. For more on this particular story, head on over to democracynow.org. Why am I right here on Women Aloud covering the Dakota Access Pipeline protesting story? Well, what does it really boil down to? I think it boils down to protecting Mother Earth, the premier woman of all time. During this protest, women have been stripped, marked with a number in black ink, and held in dog kennels. The protest is still going strong and has mobilized some to clicktivism, which is activism done online, typically by simply clicking that you agree or like something. However, social media has people organizing supply runs and checking in as if they are actually at Standing Rock to show solidarity. Since there's no way around it, here is one story followed by another from our ongoing coverage of rape culture. October 4th, a 40-year-old man in Glasgow, Montana, entered a guilty plea for raping a 12-year-old female relative. That female relative was his daughter. The plea was made in exchange for 75 years of the 100-year sentence to be suspended. When the sentencing came down, he received 30 years, which, much to the prosecutor's chagrin, were all suspended by Judge John C. McKeon, because the man had suffered a collapse of social support after losing a job, but he's employed now, living with his parents and going to church on Sundays. There's a petition on change.org and a group called Justice for Montana seeking the impeachment of Judge John C. McKeon. Occupy Democrats have given the latest statistic. Only 3 out of every 100 rapists ever see or serve jail time. I'm going to let that sit there for a minute. Which brings us uncomfortably to the presidential election. Hillary Clinton is still ahead in most polls, though her lead has dropped a few points in relation to an untimely, unprecedented, unrelated letter from the FBI director about concerning an unverified amount of emails that may have been sent to Hillary Clinton from her aide, Huma Abedin, that were discovered in the investigation of Miss Abedin's estranged husband, Anthony Weiner's sexting an underage girl. We could not write a soap opera as worthless as this. However, this has been all the news, despite a court date being set this month for December 16th for Donald Trump to face child rape charges. This is why we are sharing this at this part of Women Aloud in this country's continual coverage of rape culture. The facts are this. Donald Trump attended a party of his friend Jeffrey Epstein. The charges are that during this party, a 13-year-old girl who was lured there with the promise of a modeling contract was tied to a bed and violently raped by Donald Trump. The documents are all open in the public record, and you will also see that there are sworn witnesses. This on the heels of the video that surfaced October 5th, where Donald Trump admitted sexual assault. Yet the news is only about immaterial emails that have possibly already been seen in an investigation that has been closed and wherein no charges were filed. Tell me again there isn't a war on women? Pussy Riot, in relation to the leaked video, released a catchy tune called Straight Outta Vagina, which includes a chorus of I'm tempted to make Heather sing it. Don't play stupid, don't play dumb, vagina's where you're really from. Right? Catchy, very, very catchy. And the following lyrics. My pussy is sweet just like a cookie. It goes to work, it makes the bets. It's CEO, no rookie. From senator to bookie, we run this shit. Go looky. You can turn any page, any race, any age, from Russia to the States. We're tearing up the place. I rip like Sinead O'Connor. I wear my badge as a badge of honor. I take pride in the way we rise. One loved Maya Angelou, the eighth world wonder. How do we do it all sometimes? I wonder. I could play nice so I can bring that thunder. So sad I gotta end right here, but this vagina gotta go make them numbers. I can't top that. I can't top that. Go check it out on YouTube or Vimeo or wherever you like to view videos. It's Pussy Riot, straight out of vagina. See how fast that is? This has been Women Aloud, a quickie time capsule edition for October 2016. August and September, the time capsules for those. Those editions will be posted on Network Listen, as well as a video-enhanced version of this episode. Until next month, Sean Marie Bryan, signing out. I don't know if you can hear that anymore. I get to dance to it this way.
I can reach any goal today. I can do what I want. I can be what I want to be.
Say something loud. Here comes Heather's closing.
This has been Women Aloud.
I didn't.
Brought to you by Network